Hello, readers and the writers of the internet. Welcome back. First things first, yes, I did get my hair dyed. I kind of been wanting to do like this copper amber tint for a while now, and I'm actually really happy with the color. I just wanted to let you guys know. So this is going to be my February wrap-up. Not the best. I did 4 books, but it's not terrible either. So let's just get into it. Things Fall Apart by Chebby. This one I actually read for school. It's one of the reasons why it's kind of tabbed here. I also had to write a paper about it. I actually enjoyed this book. It's about a African tribe, and it follows this man, specifically a Okonkwo, and slowly but surely European people begin to like migrate into it, you know, stuff like that. But it's mainly following his life and like the tragic events that occur. I actually really enjoyed it, and it really like took both the cultures and kind of flipped it on its head. That's actually what I wrote my paper about, was the varying cultures. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I believe I gave it 4 stars. Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is the sequel to Vicious, which I absolutely loved. If you saw my January wrap-up, I believe. This one, I didn't like as much. I still liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It's probably around like a 4.5, something around there. Yeah, the main problem that I had with this book was involving the main antagonist, Marcella. At first, I really liked her. I'm like, yes, let's do it. She has a really cool power, really cool setup. I like it. And then she just got on my nerves. She was one of those people that was beautiful and smart, but people only really saw her for her beauty, and that really ticked her off. And I get what the author and the character were trying to go for when they did this, but for me, it just came out as being like hypocritical, not sexist, but kind of sexist, you know, kind of walking that line. And when I say sexist, I'm talking about Marcella's point on men. But Marcella would be like, you know, I'm smarter than I may look or whatnot, but then she goes around and she does things like they're in the middle of hiding, and she gets her personal person that like makes her clothes and stuff like that, her personal designer, to come to them, and then she kills him. Like, I could have done without that scene, you know? Like, it did show that she was smart, but it also showed how much she looked at herself. Like, I don't believe there was one time following her perspective where she was not looking at herself, thinking about how she looked, comparing herself. There was not one time that she did that, and I get what the author and character were trying to go for here. It's like, you know, a Black Widow, essentially. But if you can complain so much about people only seeing your beauty, why are you dressing yourself up like a doll and wanting people to look at you if you're just going to complain about it? You know, that kind of bugged me. And then Marcella, I'm not saying Victoria Schwab or V.E. Schwab is sexist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Marcella was low-key walking that line, because there were times where like men would say something, like something fairly normal, like, so you just want me to join your side or you'll kill me? And she'll be like, men only see things in black and white. I'm like, no, that's a fair assumption. Those are the only 2 options that you were giving this man. Like, it's not, there's no gray area. It's black and white. It is black and white. So like stuff like that, like just unnecessary, unneeded comments, it just kind of irked me. I kind of like slowed down when I read her long like section of like backstory and, you know, getting into the thing. I kind of like slowed down reading this book. I'm like, oh, I want Victor back. I want Mitch back, I want Sydney back, I want even Eli back. You know, and June, a new character in this book, I actually like June just a bit more than Marcella, and we barely get any of her backstory. I'm just like, why couldn't Marcella been like taken out and June been put in place? Because June's amazing. June's a shapeshifter, you know? It's like, I want more. I want more. But I did do some research on Goodreads, and it does look like there is going to be a third, I think it's called the Vicious series. There is going to be a third book in this series. I think it's going to come out in a long time, like 2022, 2023, something like that. But yeah, this one kind of left things off like on a cliffhanger. I'm not mad about that. Now I just have to wait. But I thought this was a duology, but it has been confirmed that she did say she is writing a third book. So this is not a Lee Bardugo situation where Goodreads has just put a third book and the author has no idea that it's even on there. But yeah, overall, liked it. There were a few things I didn't like. I liked the first one a bit more, but not disappointed. Othello by Shakespeare. This one has been like on my TBR for the longest time. I actually enjoy Shakespeare. I like Hamlet a lot. I like Macbeth. I like Julius Caesar. I don't like Romeo and Juliet. That book is terrible. I'm sorry if you like it, but that was one of his first plays. There's so many plot holes in it. Like, no, my man. But Othello was one of those where I kind of saw it. I was like, why not? And then I never really read it. You know, I never got into like the mood of let's read Shakespeare, you know? But I did get it on Audible because at that time I had like 4 or 5 credits, something like that. I'm like, let's just use them up. Let's just do it. I liked it. There were a few comical moments in the Audible audio book when they would like fight. It was very funny. I laughed out loud in my car. But yeah, I didn't hate it. I think I gave this 3 stars because I didn't really have an opinion about it. Shakespeare might just be one of those people where I have to like physically read it in order to like really enjoy it. So I might end up rereading this in the future, but I don't know. But yeah, I read it. There's nothing really I can say. I mean, it's Shakespeare. Love Me Not by MJ Arledge. You guys. I finally did it. I finally read the book. I didn't read it. I listened to it on Audible. I just blanked on who read the story. It was Elizabeth something, I think. I'll put her name down there, but she was really good. She did quite a few of his books. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Not my favorite in the series, but it definitely had my attention. It definitely got me back into the Helen Grace universe. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. There were a few things that like didn't shock me, but I just like didn't think about until that point. The book takes place in London, and this follows like a shooter going around just seemingly killing random people. It's 2 people doing this, and one time one of the characters was like, yeah, I've heard about shootings from the US, and then I like paused. I was like, that's right, they don't have guns there really, because for me, shootings and stuff like that, they're kind of normal. And that sounds so bad, but you know, like in school, especially in high school, you have to go through intruder drills, and sometimes we would be on soft lockdown, which is, you know, essentially where like, hey, there's someone near campus that is posing a threat to you. And I never thought really about like them not really having to do that. And it's not a school shooting. I think it takes place like at a university. So yeah, school shooting, and like everyone was like blown away. So like something like this would happen, and like that hit me again. I was just like, I'm like, this is normal. But yeah, that was just like a little like side rant. It has nothing to do with like the overall book. I just like paused and like found that kind of interesting and weird. I was like, yeah. USA. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Again, not my favorite in the series. It's still, my favorite in the series is still Pop Goes the Weasel. That was the second book. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. But I do think that I like Love Me Not a bit more than I liked Hide and Seek. So yeah, now I will be continuing more of the series. And I think I still want the physical book copies of these, so I might be getting those just to have. I don't know. It's just, and there you have it. That was my February TBR. Again, 4 books. Not great, not bad. I'm happy. There wasn't a book that I hated. So yeah, thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And it means the world to me if you follow me on all my other social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those will be listed down in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!